perfect, ain't no problems, man. I was just taking out the garbage. So if you don't mind, please excuse me. I'm with the family trying to watch a movie. I'm sure you got better things to do, so I'll let you go and get back to doing.
Coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Cause these are my people. And this is my land. And this is what we pray for. And this is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country. This is who I am. So welcome to my house. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. So welcome to my house. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. So welcome to my house. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. So welcome to my house. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy.
Some neighbors heard some gunshots and wanted me to come check it out.
I was just taking out the trash, and I ain't heard nothing. We've been hanging out, you know. Ain't nothing going on around here. I just got the kids in the house and stuff like that. We're just hanging out, having a good old time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man. That's it.
Sounds good to me.
All right, y'all take it easy. Have a good night, man.
You too, man.
You ain't gonna believe what happened over here, man.
Well, good evening and welcome back to Kokomo. It is some Nvizion graphic big blocks as it has been, it's been on like Donkey Kong, dirt street stocks and sprint cars. And so far, Alex Bergeron has gone 2 for 2. Sean, could tonight be the night that he gets the 4-peat done?
The hat trick +1. Well, he can get the hat trick right here as we get, the ham bone. That's right. That's what it is in the bowling world. As right now, I do see that Bergeron is one of our drivers out there on the racetrack. Oh, he's going to tip it over. See that? The car just biked on him getting into turn 1 and tipped over. But we are already into qualifying action here tonight for these Nvizion custom graphics, big block modifieds. Evan C right now, he's on top of the charts with a 12.506 as qualifying comes to an end here tonight. Lots of big racing coming up with these big blocks.
You know, I just got, as Evan C goes quick time, before heat races, I just found out what song was playing on the 12 car when that crash happened.
Oh, what was it? Do tell.
I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike.
Nailed it.
Yeah, it's a little Freddie Mercury for you kids and cats. Hey, if you're watching on the chat, everybody, just start. It's Brett Wheeler's birthday. Spankings have been given all day long from wife Amy, we've been told. So make sure, and if you're watching on the stream, give Brett Wheeler a big shout out and happy birthday. Speaking of happy, Evan C. Sean is happy to be quick time tonight. Team Baylor on the pole. Dylan Wilson, car 32 to the outside in the D1RT racing machine.
That second row is made up of Ethan Toder. That is the Drew Hopkins Racing number 24. Cole Cabray next to him for Team D1RT Racing.
Taking a look here at the next row, it is going to be Eric Skolf in the $1 Million Motorsports number 50 and Davin Cardwell in the 70 out of Drew Hopkins Racing.
And the final row is made up of the barely legal 08. Jacob Perliman is the pilot of that car. Tyler Schultz, the Team Outlaw Motorsports number 17. He'll be your 8th and final starter. 8 laps on these heat races, Jerry. We're going to take the top 4. They're going to go directly to tonight's main event. The others, well, it's consolation action for them to try to make that 24-car field for the big show here tonight.
We'll have to see what happens. Like we said, first 2 races of the night have seen the 12 of Alex Bergeron go to the victory lane, and you said the ham bone. Can he throw the ham bone at him tonight? He's pretty confident coming into it. He says if anything was his Achilles heel, it would be big blocks, and we've seen the Achilles heel already be stretched there in qualifying. Speaking of stretch, time to stretch those legs. Final out pedal and wiggle green flag as Evan C. and Dylan Wilson lead him on into turn number 1.
Look at that great drive for Evan C. off the bottom of turn number 2. He's got the lead. Here comes some high side action as the track still pretty tacky here around the little Kokomo bull ring in Indiana. There you see Cole Cabray. He goes up top. Dylan Wilson working the bottom in the 80.
They'll work him on down into turn number 3 and 4. It is there you see Evan C. still round the bottom. Rolling it down, they're going to tug the tires. Now the battle for second. It's going to be Toder and Wilson. Wilson to the inside, Toder to the outside. It will be into turn number 3. They drag raced him there, and it'll be Dylan Wilson working the 80 car on into the number 2 spot. Sean, now they fan him out 3 wide into turn number 1.
Look at Davin Cardwell coming forward. There's Cole Cabray in the mix. Cardwell, big drive there. The Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York, number 7. Oh, they're rubbing, squeezing. Oh, that you can't put a card between those two right now as they race for that position around the racetrack, Jerry.
They'll race him on down. It is Cardwell right back there racing. Then it is Toder, Cabray. They'll hustle on into turn number 1 and 2. Touching each other. Oh, hang on, a little bit of contact, and around they go. Problems in turn number 2. That's going to bring out the caution flag as Tyler Schultz gets looped down there in turn number 1 and 2. Taking a look at the replay. Big Cardwell there as it starts right there off of turn number 4, and then look out, hang on. Toder gets into the back of him, and then nothing but around and around.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about these big blocks here, Jerry, already watching here, is you'll see from the left rear suspension. Yeah,
Boink.
How do you do? These big blocks, they're never going to get these cars straight, only if they're running maybe the top of the racetrack. But when they're running the bottom groove like these guys are, they're sideways down the straightaways. And, things happen quick. When you're setting it up for the corner, you slide in there and, yep, hello. That's all it takes.
Look at Tim Hortons is on the side of that place. Tim look, you see that? Tim Hortons right there. It's always fresh, Tim Hortons.
I haven't heard you that excited since you were looping in downtown Des Moines.
Oh, dude, I'm here to tell you what, last night, I mean, it's been, as you know, Sean, here in the Midwest, we go back to the green flag, it's been in the 50s, and whoo, the kids had their old, I call them the fart cans out. They had their old Subarus and their Hondas and stuff, and boy, was it crazy. Just like this battle for the number 2 spot is Dylan Wilson and Cole Cabray go to work on each other.
Yeah, Cabray trying an even lower line as Wilson works the bottom. They'll come off of turn 4. Evansy is going to take the checker flag of our opening heat race. Wilson takes second. Cabray and Cardwell going to get the final transfer spot here in our opening heat race of the night for the Nvizion Custom Graphics Big Block Modifieds. Those drivers are going to head to the trailer, tune them up for the A-main or consolation action. Here is your official finish. Evansy, Dylan Wilson, Cole Cabray, Davin Cardwell, they're going to the main event. Skalf, Perliman, Schultz, and Toter, they'll be in some consolation action coming up here in a little bit. Qualifying heat race number 2 coming onto the racetrack. It has Dylan Yeager, the Rocket Racing Setups 48. He'll line up on the pole position. The D1RT Racing number 84, that's Clay Devon. He starts outside row number 1.
Row number 2 be the 41 of Logan Rumsey, who had a great runner-up finish in the 410 sprint cars. And his outside, that's 29 of Richie Yost.
D12 Racing number 15, Ryan Flatten, going to start 5th on the grid. Next to him in the 3rd row, the Mid-South Dirt Slingers, car number 92, that's Corey Austin.
Then we will see Matt Yorker there in the Big Daddy Speed Concept 31, and Donnie Batiste from the Mid-South Dirt Slingers there, rounding out the field. Yes, I even had to jump in line. I went back to the mid-90s. I scooped the loop last night. It was packed. People were crazy. I was in the middle of about 15 Subarus, and 13 of them I think I'd seen at the shop in the last 3 or 4 months. So they're getting them all tuned up to go can cruising, I guess. So speaking of cruising, we'll cruise our way into turn number 1 and 2. The green comes out. Dylan Yeager in the 48 car, going to run that machine there to the number 1 spot. The 41 of Logan Rumsey working second. Then it is Clay Devon. They'll work each other 2 wide off of turn number 4.
Yeah, you're talking about some throwback days there, Jerry. The first 2 cars have a little throwback feel to them in this heat race with Yeager and Rumsey. Their paint schemes on these ones. Look at that race for the 4th spot. That's the final transfer position. Richie Yost has it. Clay Devon all over him trying to work in that next higher line. Here comes Yost to the bottom. He'll move Ryan Flatten back to the bubble position.
Richie Yost got that on dig mode, and hang on, they do a little agricultural racing down underneath the tires and tickle them as they come off of turn number 4. That upset the 15 of Flatten, but not enough to get him out of that transfer spot. As they work down into turn number 3 and 4, there you see it got tight on there as they work around the infield tires. Still Dylan Yeager, still Logan Rumsey, Richie Yost, and Ryan Flatten, your top 4.
Out front, you see the lead for Dylan Yeager. A pretty nice one over Rumsey. About 9/10 of a second right now as they sail him on down to turn number 1. Of course, this track's going to change as we work through all of our heat races. Now, Richie Yost, he's coming up to the back of the 41 of Logan Rumsey with 2 laps to go in our second heat race.
Deuce to go in this one. Yeager, Rumsey, Yost, and Flatten. You see Yost trying to get to the back bumper of the 41 of Rumsey. He's got there, but just can't quite get there to him to make something happen. White flag is waving out of the starter stand. It's still Dylan Yeager, Logan Rumsey. Final 2 left-hand turns and that quick 50-yard dash to the starter stand of the checkered flag waving here at Kokomo. Dylan Yeager, Richie Yost gonna sneak across to the number 2 spot. Rumsey and Flatten here for transfer cars.
That got close for a second.
Wow. No, it did. Let's take a look at your official results rolling to the screen. We will see Yeager, Yost, Rumsey, Flatten, Devon, Austin, Yorker, and Batiste right there. So Rocket Racing Setups machine picking up the win.
0.003 for that second spot there. Close one. Heat race number 3 coming onto the track now, Jerry.
It'll be Devin Morgan from Team VLR in the 112 on the pole, and Jacob Harberts there in the 80 car to the outside.
A pair of Team VLR cars in row number 2. Randall Carter, the 37 machine on the inside. Brent Carter on the outside. That's the number 69.
We'll see Matthew Logan in the 41, the D1RT Racing machine, and the Tail Tag and Motorsports 999 of Corey Sibley make up row number 3.
Bill Miller drives the number 34 car for the Mid-South Dirt Slingers. He'll start 7th, and outside of the 4th row, that's Mike Augustine in car number 72. 8 cars, 8 laps, 4 transfer to the big show. This is heat race number 3 of the Nvizion Custom Graphics Big Block Modifieds.
Yes, it is, and we've got heat 3 on the racetrack, heat 4 sitting over in the staging area. As it is a beautiful Sunday. I don't care where you're at. It's got to be beautiful. It's not a blizzard. It's not 47,000 below zero outside. And the green flag's waving for Heat 3, so that'll heat action up as they rumble and stumble. Look at this, Randall Carter. It's going to be 3 wide, getting down into turn number 3 and 4. Battles on for the lead. Little rubbing, touching.
Ooh, who's got a better bumper on this one? Might be your lead. Oh boy, that's going to be that's no bueno as they rub them on down there. Randall Carter, Matthew Logan. Oh, now we're going to do a little hippity hop over there, and yeah, it's on over at turn number 4, and I bet we're going to see a caution here in heat race number 3. Yeah, there we go. Yellow is out, and you saw it live on the screen. Let's get a look at this on our UltimateDirtTV instant replay as it all started over there in turn 2, Jerry.
Yeah, what happens is then the 41 and the double 9 get together, and then there's this little like launch pad right there on the infield, and then boom, 41 comes back out on the racetrack and then makes contact, and then that sends the nut 999 flipping.
Yeah, Corey Sibley, he was just minding his own business there, and
he's like, "Hey, just I'm kind of ready." Oh, hey. Oh.
Yep, no good.
Actually, the guy running last was just like, "What happened?"
Yeah, why do you guys have to do this to me? So there you see, though, Corey Sibley able to continue on. Mike Augustine has gone pit side in the 72. Devin Morgan is your leader early on in this one. In the 112 machine, they'll get doubled up for the restart coming our way off of turn number 4. Devin Morgan, Jacob Harbert's going to bring us back to the green. Brent Carter, Randall Carter right behind him as we're set to go back in action here in Heat 3 of the Nvizion Graphics Big Blocks.
They'll bring him down the front straightaway. Devin Morgan gonna take him on down into turn number 1 and 2. They'll pinch him down on the inside. Morgan followed by Harbits working 1 and 2. Brent Carter back there in the 69. Now look at this. Matthew Logan in the 41 going to start digging and clawing around the bottom side. He's going to try to make his way back up into a transfer, and he's bringing Randall Carter with him.
Yeah, things going to get interesting right there at that transfer spot. They're side by side right behind that one as well. So right now, Matthew Logan, Jacob Harberts, they're battling for 3rd and 4th. They sit in transfer positions. But here comes Randall Carter, that 37, starting to get some speed on his side. And he is right there on the bumper of Jacob Harberts, looking for a transfer spot. Just 2 more quick trips around the Kokomo Speedway to go in this heat.
Harbert's looking for a little bit of digs, and there he sees it. It's on the side of that 41 of Matthew Logan. Down the front straightaway, they take him. The white flag has been unfurled in the starter stand. It'll be Devin Morgan, your race leader. Morgan going to roll that thing on the haunches down into turn number 3 and 4. Brent Carter going to take one more stab. No grab there as they hustle on down Devin Morgan. Brent Carter, Matthew Logan, and Jacob Harberts going 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take a look at your finishing official results. Devin Morgan, Brent Carter, Matthew Logan, Jacob Harberts. Then it's Randall Carter, Corey Sibley, Billy Miller, and Mike Augustine. Round out the field. Heat race number 4 getting ready to come at us, Sean.
And this will be our final heat race. Has Blake Majulis, the D1RT Racing 127. He's on the pole. Richard Murtaugh Jr. outside of him, the Rocket Racing Setups car number 23.
Ryan Underwood drives for Team VLR in the 13 car back there, or the 46 there in the number 3 spot. Tanner Tomasi in the 91 sits to his outside.
Alex Bergeron, can he make it 3 for 3 today? The Team ABR Esports number 12. He'll line up inside the 3rd row. Jason Randolph in the Firm Motorsports 47, lining up 6th.
Final 2 starters, we see the 269. That's the Blue Group Motorsports. James Grace and Scooter Black for Team D1RT. Of course, during the 410 sprint cars, I had a chance to sit over in the family section with Blake Majulis and get caught up on his weekend festivities, and he says, "I'm ready to go racing." It's been a long elderly weekend, he said. I'm not sure what he meant by that, but he's going to go long in the tooth off of turn number 4, and the green goes waving, and he's going to lead the field on into turn number 1 and 2.
On these little tracks like this, you can sure tell Blake Majulis, he's got, it seems like, more experience than a lot of the other competitors as he will get out into the early race lead here in that 127. He'll go to the top line. First car in one of these heat races that try the top. And look at this, Jerry. Alex Bergeron already up there in 3rd, looking for more.
Majula's going to go to the top, and, well, he's going to crawl like a cougar around the top of this place as he works it up top. Here comes Bergeron. He'll work to the inside of Underwood. Underwood's going to shut the door. Then you see Richard Murtaugh working back there in the number 4 spot as they hustle down the front straightaway. It's still Majulis leading Underwood. Now Bergeron to the number 3 spot.
Oh, now going to look at the drivers, starting to see that top line is working for Blake Majulis. So trying to do a little copycat work. Some of these other drivers saying, all right, if that can work for him, it can work for me. Meanwhile, Ryan Underwood, he stays married to the bottom side of the speedway in that 2nd spot with Alex Bergeron right there behind him. Blake Majulis still showing the field how it's done.
Majulis, you take a look out of the back of that machine as he works it up on the top of the racetrack. It is Majulis, Underwood, Bergeron, and Murtaugh. Your top 4 down the front straightaway. They take them into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, man, when you look out of the back of that thing, all it says is the question, may I look fast? Yes, you can, Blake Majulis, as you hammer down into turn number 1.
White flag is in the air. We'll come down the back straightaway final time. They're racing for that 2nd spot still, but Blake Majulis leaving no doubt about this one. Exactly what he likes. Checkered flag in heat race number 2. Underwood gets 2nd, Bergeron 3rd, and Murtaugh the final transfer spot here in heat race number 4. So that puts all of our qualifying heat races for the Nvizion graphics into the books here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway. We'll get a look at your official finish here in just a moment. And then it is consolation feature action all ready to roll here at the Kokomo Speedway. There you see it. Blake Majulis gets the win. Underwood, Bergeron, Murtaugh. Your transfers, Tomasi, Grace, Randolph, and Black. They're going to do some consolation racing. Hashtag blame Alex. All right.
Yeah.
Consolation action coming up here, Jerry.
Taking a look here, it's going to be Eric Skolf in the 50 on the pole. Clay Devin is outside in the 84.
Randall Carter, the 37 inside row 2. Tanner Tomasi next to him in the 91.
Going to row number 3, it is Jacob Perlman in the barely legal 08 and Corey Austin in the 92.
Corey Sibley lining up inside the 4th row. That's the 999 we saw on its roof a little bit ago. James Grace is going to start outside of him, the 269.
Tyler Schultz in the 17 for Old Team Outlaw, and then it's going to be Matt Yorker for Big Daddy in the 31.
And the 6th row is made up of Bill Miller, the 34, Jason Randolph next to him in car 47.
I believe the top 8 going to join everybody else in the A main tonight.
So set to go. Last chance to make it to the big show here this evening. 8 will transfer. The rest, they'll be spectators, and they'll start tuning up their Mimi's Makings and Motions Warrior Logistics Super Late Models for the nightcap coming up here in, about an hour and a half. We'll get things going with that one. So if you're tuned in, wherever you're tuned in from, be ready to come on back and enjoy more action here in about 90 minutes. But right now, we've got some big block racing to settle. Your B main is green. We are underway.
We'll do it, and we'll race him on in. It'll be Skolf to the race lead. Behind him, they're going to get 2 and 3 wide. Off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Here we go. It is going to be the 37 of Randall Carter racing it back to the caution. Yellow flag on a racetrack for, I believe, an incident over turn 2. Let's take a look at it. Here it is. So right along with the 999 of Corey Sibley. And to the bike he goes.
He saved it. He did what he could. Just those behind him didn't have quite enough time to react and get checked up for that one. The same thing we saw out of Alex Bergeron in qualifying here, Jerry.
Yes. Going to the bike right there. That's what it looks like when you bike it up. It's like, whoa. So he was able to do his best Dennis Anderson Gravedigger monster truck impersonation. Was able to drive and gas out of it.
Yeah.
I want to ride my bicycle. Want to ride my bike.
No, none of these drivers want to ride a bicycle right now. None of them.
I do.
Zilch.
I do. It's getting to that point where the trails are starting to get melted off, and I'm itching. I'm itching to get out and pedal.
We are back to the green with this B main here tonight. Eric Skolf is your early race leader in the number 50 machine.
Sculf, Devin, Carter, Tomasi, Perlman, Austin, Grace. Right now, your top 8 as we race on down in the turn number 1 and 2. Here we go. Watch this action. Here comes the 91 of Tomasi. Tomasi sees that two wide battle ahead of him. The 84, Devin on the outside to the bottom side. Sits Randall Carter in the 37.
I'm a little worried about your race leader here, the 50 of Eric Sculf. Last time into turn number 1 before this turn, he really threw it in there, and I was worried he was going to get up on the bike. Now he's got to worry about losing some positions as he runs through the middle of the speedway. Randall Carter up to the lead, Clay Devin in second. Remember, top 8 go. So right now, Matt Yorker's in the final transfer spot back there at 8th with the yellow flag back out over this speedway here in Kokomo, Indiana.
Caution out. What were you said worried about? What were you worried about or something about riding a bike or something?
I don't want to ride. I was worried about Sculf was going to get up on the bike there. The way he was throwing the car into the corner, he was really throwing it in. Here's Donnie Batiste. Oh, there we go. Trouble over there in turn 2. And contact made. Tyler Schultz. The car did the loop it on around down there in the corner. Just threw it in too hard and started to be a little slick spot there, Jerry, on the bottom. Track's starting to wear out, and those Hoosier tires on that 97 found it. Spun the car around.
I thought there for a minute it was a non-wing car and he was throwing it in. Here with the big block, you can't do that.
Yeah, no, that's what I was worried with Eric Sculf. That's how he was throwing that in there as well. I hope Rob Goodman is treating you well earlier today here in the announce booth, the voice of the Kokomo Speedway, good friend of mine.
Yes.
Good to be here in his virtual home.
Crazy. Speaking of crazy, watch this top 8 is going to get out of control because you know everybody's wanting to go to the A main, Sean. It'll be the 37 of Randall Carter down around the bottom side. 37 of Carter, your leader. Clay Devin, Eric Sculf, Tanner Tomasi, they're going to start throwing haymakers at each other. They want to get up there and they want to tussle for the lead. Down into turn number 3 and 4, still the battle for third.
Ooh, look at that hornet's nest back there as they are getting, just as you called it, Jerry. Here come the haymakers. Here comes the 34 of Miller's in that mix, and we're going to tip one over in turn number 2 and collect up a couple more. The caution flag coming back out in tonight's Nvizion Graphics B feature event. To see Jacob Perlman pulling away from the incident site. And yeah, hard racing here, Jerry. This is, you're going to see it when we get down to turn number 1. Well, it starts over here off of turn number 4. Randolph made some contact, but then trouble's up there in front of him.
And then, boom, rolls it over, and then, ooh. 999 of Sibley just out there hanging out going, hey, I'm going to get around this, I'm going to get around it. And no.
I think bad luck has certainly set its sights on Corey Sibley tonight. If anything has happened, it has found him somehow, one way or another, out there on the track right now in that 999 machine.
Yes, I think Corey Sibley's version of Lady Luck, I think her and my ex-wife are related somehow because it's not been real good right now for Sibley in the 999 with Lady Luck.
Field getting single file. Pace truck drops them off. We have a restart coming up here off of turn number 4. Tonight's B main. 8 transfer spots up for grabs. Ethan Toder right now is in the final transfer spot as Randall Carter remains in control out front in the number 37.
Carter, Devin, Sculf, Tomasi, Grace, Miller, Austin, and Toder. Right now, your top 8 transfer cars as the white flag is waving here at Kokomo. It'll be Randall Carter on out front, Devin, Sculf, now Grace and Tomasi. They change spots coming for the checkered flag. Oh boy! As it is going to come out, it's going to be Randall Carter, Clay Devin, Eric Sculf, Tomasi, Grace, Miller, Austin, and Toder hanging on to those 8 transfer spots. So we'll await for results to come onto the screen. First, for those of you watching on UltimateDirtTV, Facebook, YouTube, or on the homepage of iRacing. Great to have all of you tuned on in for the Nvizion Custom Graphics Big Blocks. So Carter, Devin, Sculf, Tomasi, Grace, Miller, Austin, and Toder, they're the show. These drivers, well, they're going to go hang out and watch the rest of it. Batiste, Sibley on back, they all go to the cheap seats and the trailer. So we're going to kick on out, pay a couple bills, little hot lap warm-up session as you are watching Nvizion Custom Graphics, Big Blocks on UltimateDirtTV. Sean, it's feature time. Warm-ups are finished, and it is time to set the grid for tonight's Nvizion Custom Graphics Big Blocks here at Kokomo. Taking a look as they get ready to roll them on out. We'll roll them from back to front. Starting 24th, Ethan Toter in the 24 car in the 23 machine, and the 92 of Corey Austin rolls off 23rd.
Row 11 is made up of the 34 of Bill Miller on the outside and the 269, James Grace. He'll start 21st.
Going to row number 10 to the right side, Tanner Tomasi, the 91. To the left side, Eric Sculf in the 50.
Row number 9 outside, that's Clay Devin in the 84, and inside of him, Randall Carter in the 37.
Going to row number 8 on the out, it is Richard Murtaugh Jr. in the 23, and the 80 of Jacob Herberts to the inside.
Let's go to row number 7, Ryan Flatten in car number 15. He'll start in the 14th spot. And going from 13th, that's Davin Cardwell in the number 7.
Then we will go to the top 6 rows. Alex Bergeron, can he go? 3 for 3 tonight in the 12 car. To the inside is Matthew Logan, the 41.
We go to your top 10 starters now, and that is made up of Logan Rumsey, the 41, starting outside the 5th row. And next to him, Cole Cabray, the number 9.
Going to row number 4, it's Ryan Underwood, the 46 from Team VLR, and Brent Carter, the 69, his teammate driver to the left side.
Richie Yost is going to start 6th on the grid in the 29, and next to him, the D1RT Racing entry of Dylan Wilson.
Front 2 rows, going to see Blake Majulis. Man, I look fast in that 127, he says. And to his outside, it's Devin Morgan on the inside in the 112 machine.
And tonight's front row on the outside, the Rocket Racing setups, entry of Dylan Yeager, and on the pole, the Team VLR 33 of Evan C. Here we come to the green flag. Your main events from the Kokomo Speedway's underway for the World of Thunder Nvizion Custom Graphics Big Blocks.
We'll go green flag, race them on down into turn number 1 and 2. Running outside, it's Evan C. In the 33 to the bottom is Devin Morgan. Morgan and C going to lead the field down into turn number 3 and 4, and down the front straightaway, Evan C. Going to rip the lip right there. I tell you what, if it was nighttime, Sean, there'd be sparklers and snakes. He was knee-deep in the green that time as we come to lap number 2.
Dylan Wilson trouble down there on the bottom. That 80 machine was pushing like a dump truck. He'll change lines. Oh, second place car into the outside wall. They're stacking them up. We'll see if this causes problems. Over there in turn number 2, the 127. And Majulis was able to get away from that incident. Now contact on the opposite end of the speedway. Oh, it's fast and furious here early on in Kokomo, Jerry.
I'll tell you what, there's some right side romance being applied tonight as we race them on down there. You see Majulis right there in the 127. The 80 of Hauser going to the top. Now the 69 machine of Carter on the bottom side. Carter, the only car down on the bottom, along with that 41 of Logan, as they work them on down into turn number 3 and 4. How the 80 machine around the top of a racetrack working. Majulis is Richie Yost.
There you see lead up as Majulis gets a little bit of the outside wall once again up to the third spot. It is Evan C., Devin Morgan, Dylan Yeager, Blake Majulis, Richie Yost. Oh, we're stacking them up now in turn number 4. They'll all drive away, but the caution is out. Yellow flag over the speedway. You saw the 80 of Dylan Wilson, part of that incident over there in turn number 4. Let's take a look at this. As you see, Wilson working the top of the speedway. And the slightest of contact, getting him loose, getting into the corner, as he may have come down the racetrack just a little bit. As he gets loose, well, the pileup is on for the drivers who come in there and already had the cars set up for the corner.
Not what you want to see is the 69. Just enough. It's racetrack Sean starting to slick off right there in the midsection, and they get together just enough. It looks like, Wilson's trying to diamond that thing coming off, and the 69 is right there. Nothing, just a racing deal. And then from there on back, it just turns into, what could have been a parking lot. Or like the interstate on any time it snows anymore, it seems like.
Yeah, you guys down there in Iowa, you've kind of found like a new winter sport down there. It's like everyone piling together. It snowed again.
Yes, it's called car hockey.
Yeah. We just don't have enough people here in South Dakota. We don't get to play that game.
So that many people don't travel through South Dakota.
Hey, speaking of games, you are a movie star about an interesting game.
I know. I went to the movie that was out on Friday. So, yeah, we'll talk about that when we get some time. But I got to make my big screen debut. I was on the big screen, Sean. It was crazy. You ought to seen how big I looked. I mean, it was huge.
I'm just honored to know you at this point. But you still text me, so I mean, it hasn't all gone to your head, so that's good.
So I was on a movie, big deal. I mean, I'm no like, I don't know, Kevin Costner. Big time. I mean, I'm no Gene Wilder. That's good. Can you imagine if I would have been an extra or had a part? Gosh, dang it.
What would the dream have been? What would you have been doing in the background as an extra?
I don't know, but now it makes me think about that. Ooh, I got to think about that.
Evan C. thinking about this green flag he's seeing as he'll put the right foot back down with Devin Morgan following him into turn number 1. Dylan Yeager, Blake Majulis side by side for the second spot as they continue to work them on down off of turn number 4. Evan C. He sees another yellow flag out over the speedway.
Leave some debris on the racetrack.
Yes.
That's what I'm going with.
Works for me. Works for me.
Some junk from the trunk fell out. Oh, nope, we got to replay. Richard Murtaugh there. Riding along with the 33, and then doink! Oh. Some right side romance applied by the 80 of Wilson. It looks like
some quick work to find reverse in that thing. That was
well, you just there's a lever in there and you put it in the R position.
Oh, okay, that's how that works. Wilson pushes there on the bottom and gets into Murtaugh. And yellow flag we have.
Yeah, that was kind of a neat deal, everybody thinks, being in a movie, it's kind of a neat deal. It was more kind of a going home. Of course, I officiate a lot of high school basketball, and I mean, besides racing, there's one other thing that I do enjoy and passionate about. It is high school basketball, and of course, the girls used to play a different game, 6-on-6, where it was 3 forwards, 3 guards. You played half court, and some girls as moms decided that they were going to take the State of Iowa Girls Union to court, and they changed it. Now everything is played 5-on-5, but Iowa was the last state to change to what now is known as 5-on-5 girls basketball, which is played just like the boys, same rules, same everything. But it was a great game. I grew up watching that game. It was fun, so it was neat to be in that movie. So if you're looking for something to watch and you want to see me, it's go to Amazon Prime. You can buy it. It's called New Providence. Shame plug. Also, when you're buying things online, head to jvansports.com and buy some t-shirts, hoodies, all that stuff. I've got them there too. Sean, you
yes.
even have one. I know your wife snuggles in a J-Van t-shirt when on cool nights in Brandon, South Dakota.
Absolutely. Hayden, he is the envy of Brandon Elementary School with his J-Van Sports hoodie. We are styling out of the Neestat household. Maybe not quite as styling as Evan C. is right now. This thing is hooked up and hauling on that top side, Jerry.
Oh, I mean, Evan C. is like Ric Flair. He's flying, he's styling, profiling, jet airplane riding. Woo! Up front goes the 33 machine. They'll race it around the top. Blake Majulis, he's trying to find the fast button. As they race down the back straightaway, it'll be Richie Yost now to the inside. Hang on, we got troubles up there. Oh, boy, look out. The top three got together. Ooh. Seen that just happen off a camera. It looks like, not sure who got cracked up first, but we're gonna find out right here. So boom, in the fence they go. They're trying to knock the wall down in turn 1 and 2. You see Devin Morgan right there lays it in. Here comes Majulis, full send. Push, 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 push.
Yeah.
Morgan's trying to get on the binders and turn down, and then tickles the tire on the infield, and positions 2 and 3 go to dead and last.
Yeah, one of those let's meet in the middle games over there in turn 3, and nobody's the winner when that happens.
So those two cars going to the lead. There'll be a little bit of EOL addressed. So we'll get those cars back to where they need to be.
I had iRacing for months, and I could not figure out. Everyone, EOL. And I finally figured it out. End of line.
It took me till like just a couple weeks ago to figure that out. I've been doing this for a while.
I was today years old when I found out.
Yes. Just yesterday I figured it out. So, well, it looks like Majulis staying up there. We'll find out how things work.
This may have been one of those times where the officials may have looked and said, you know, you did have the your nose was in front of you, one of the vision things. If you're, you know, kind of from the cockpit back, if you're forward of the car, you're good. Apparently that's what the officials looked at on this one. We're back to green, Jerry. We're a quarter of the way home in this main event.
They'll race him off at turn number 2 down in the back straightaway. Ooh, little contact. Oh, hang on. Richie Yost gets punted by the 69 machine of Carter. He goes for a huge tumble down there in turn 3 and 4. Ooh. Boy, howdy, pile of you-know-whats. We got us problems. Taking a look here, you see there's going to go full send here in a minute.
Yep. Boom.
Just enough. And kerbang.
Boy, I maybe didn't know he was on his outside, or...
Whoops. Whoa.
There he goes.
Whoa. You know, most people when the fair comes to Kokomo pay 3 tickets for that ride. We take a look.
Free
Yeah, this one was. No saving that one.
No.
That was a lot of right side romance. And there was no left side loving to be reapplied. But it does look like on this one that Brent Carter is receiving the ELO as we get GO back to the... Thought we were green. Apparently we're back under the yellow.
I think they're getting everyone sorted out here for the correct running order for the upcoming restart here, Jerry, as the iRacing pace truck will show the way around the Kokomo Speedway. I want to get out to this track. This one's on my bucket list.
Ooh, Kokomo's always been on my bucket list.
Yes.
That and Sprint Week, Indiana Sprint Week.
Yes.
That has always been something I've wanted to do, is go out there and chase. What?
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
There. Oh, Wheeler. Oh, man. Look out. Brett Wheeler could be coming to the States to go to the Knoxville Nationals. And if that happens, I will push you to the dingus. I will. Literally. I mean, I've literally rolled myself out of that place before, but now, Wheeler, yes, I'm going to, I would wheel you out of the dingus if you come to the States, Wheeler. That'd be croaky. Speaking of that, here we go. Looking for it. Green flag coming out. 33, Evan C., your race leader. Look at this. Dylan Yeager. Where's he been hiding at? You know where he's been hiding at? Not in the racks as he works it up there to the number 3 spot, Sean. And behind him, they'll get too deep.
Dylan Yeager's just kind of on these restarts, getting a little bubble around him. And, oh, speaking of, look at this, into the mix. There's the 12 of Alex Bergeron going to the very bottom. Slide job off of turn number 4 for position. But Bergeron able there to check up, he avoids the contact. But Bergeron started pretty deep in the field. He was poking into the top 5 there for a moment.
They'll start throwing him. Oh, boy, hang on. It gets right and tight. As we will watch this battle back here for 4, 5, 6, and 7. You see it. There is Bergeron around the outside. Cabrera in the meat and the sandwich. Look at this. Holy cow, he has found some pudding around the top. Lapping it up. Now back to the bottom. Watch that 12 car of Alex Bergeron. He's found something, Sean.
He has. He is really putting some laps in here, but a lot of traffic to work as he is trying to come forward in this one. As you continue to see 3 wide action. Love this tight little bull ring. As look at this race for the 2nd spot. Blake Majulis, Dylan Yeager, they continue to slug it out. Racing for that position number 2. Evan C. continues to show the way in this Nvizion Custom Graphics Big Block Modified feature event for the World of Thunder. Side by side down the back stretch and into turn number 3. We're just about halfway home, 1 lap shy of it, Jerry.
We'll cross the flags next time, Sean. Speaking of crossing, that's what Dylan Yeager wants to do. He wants to get up in a spot where he could cross over the nose of that 127. Of course, we are in Indiana, and you know what's there? White Castles. Will they be thrown later? Will the crave cases come out? Speaking of that, here comes, I thought there was one coming from Bergeron.
I started to set up for it, thought better of it as Ryan Underwood powered back around the outside of him, and the yellow is out. We've got one upside down over in turns 1 and 2. So the caution flag back out with 21 laps in, 19 laps remaining in this World of Thunder Nvizion Custom Graphics Big Block main event. And here comes your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. There's Davin Cardwell, the 7 machine up there on the screen. And he'll get into the driver in front of him. They just sneaked into that wall. That's Ethan Toter who got into the concrete first. And, you know, it's hard, Jerry, when you're following the driver in front of you, they make that mistake. You just don't have any time to react. And a 1-car incident quickly becomes a 2 or more car incident.
Sean, this coming in from the French judges. They have given a 7.3 on the synchronized rollover in turn 1 and 2. French judges, 7.3 on the synchronized roll.
We are back to green. Look at that move. Dylan Yeager down there on the bottom on these restarts. He goes to the bottom for a lap or so on these restarts, and then he'll move back up, just getting that nice little comfort zone around him. As now he continues to work that bottom, a little hippity-hop through the rough stuff. Continues to run second. Here comes Majulis back to his outside, though.
You got to watch it. You know, Dylan Yeager down there tickling the tires, going through the rumbles and stumbles through the midsection. He's going to lose some ground that time to Majulis. That's going to let Underwood. Underwood going to make his way up. Ryan Underwood around the top side. Here comes Alex Bergeron. Bergeron creeping and crawling up on the top side. He knows he's got a little bit of a roadblock in front of him, and if he can get around him, he knows he can get a shot at that 33 car. Off at 2 and down the back straightaway. Still Steve Majulis, Underwood, and Yeager side by side. Now look at this Bergeron one more time.
It is fun to watch these guys just send it right next to that concrete. No fear of that concrete when they sail it on, especially watching them down here into turn number 3, like you see Alex Bergeron do right there as he continues to run back there in the 4th spot. Got Dylan Yeager right behind him, and He battles down there on the bottom side of the speedway. He continues to be satisfied, working on the bottom, tickling the tires as we'll come by the stripe. It's still Evan C, though, showing the way out front.
Plenty of time to get it done. Bajulus climbs a creed. Here comes Underwood to the bottom side. Down the back straightaway. Gonna layer to the inside. Gonna let it slide across this new crossover move coming back from the 127 of Bajulus. Bajulus now, Alex Bergeron, look at this. He's got to run to the bottom of the racetrack. Bergeron thought he had something. As they get down there, he'll go back to the top. Now he'll catch the right front in the concrete, and he will lose valuable track position.
Wow, what a save there from the 12 of Bergeron, and also saw, I think that somebody got into him. That could have been a much worse incident had they not used their heads. As we continue on green here at the Kokomo Speedway. The lead right now for Evan C is 2 seconds ahead of Blake Bajulus. We've got 10 trips around the track to go. Slide job from Underwood. No, Bajulus, too much momentum.
They'll work him on down, and there's a Bajulus still in the number 2 spot. Underwood in 3rd, Bergeron 4th, Yeager is 5th. Here comes the 41 of Logan Rumsey down to the inside of Cole Cabray there in the 71 car. They'll fight tooth and nail side by side down the front straightaway. Leader is gone. Evan C, I haven't seen him since the drop of the green. He's been out front this whole time as they work him on into turn number 3 and 4. Look at this. Here comes a 41 of Logan Rumsey up around the outside.
Rumsey given just enough room there to the driver to his outside to make sure that it worked as we go on board. Cole Cabray, there you see Rumsey working the bottom, coming up the racetrack, and back down into the corner we go. This is how fast things happen at the Kokomo Speedway as we will make our way to 5 laps to go. Keep watching Rumsey down there, sailing it in on the bottom.
They'll work him on down. You're right there with Cole Cabray. Now we go back to the old race there. Logan Rumsey, the 48 of Yeager on the outside. Bergeron. Oh boy, they get together just a little bit. Watch him down there in turn number 1 and 2. Now you know Ryan Underwood is going to start to size. He's got his eye on the prize, and that is to get into the number 2 spot as they race down into turn number 1 and 2.
This may be the battle to watch here in the closing laps here at Kokomo. Blake Bajulus in the 127. Ryan Underwood in the 46. They come by the stripe now. 2 to go here at the Kokomo Speedway. Underwood, oh, there's traffic and trouble in front of them. Oh, that got tight down the back straightaway, Jerry. How did they sneak by? There's the big haymaker from Underwood. He's got second. White flag is out.
Underwood to the number 2 spot. Here comes Bajulus back there to the bottom side. Checkered flag. Evan C, no problem. Battle for second. Will it ensue? Bajulus going to hang on to the number 2 spot. Underwood, Bergeron, and Rumsey go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And man, lap traffic almost became a factor in that battle for the number 2 spot, Sean.
Wow, it got close there at the end. Everything was close except for Evan C. What a dominating performance, and he will park it in the BC victory lane here at the Kokomo Speedway in tonight's World of Thunder Nvizion Custom Graphics Big Block Feature event. Here are your official results from tonight's A-Main. Evan C., Blake Bajulus, Ryan Underwood, your podium finishers. Alex Bergeron's going to charge forward 8 positions to finish in 4th. And in the 5th spot tonight is Logan Rumsey.
Then we'll see Dylan Yeager, Cole Cabray, Randall Carter, Dylan Wilson, and Matthew Logan go the back half of your top 10.
Jacob Herbert's 11th, Clay Debin, Richard Murtaugh, James Grace, and Corey Austin concluding the top 15.
16 through 20, see Eric Skolf, Bill Miller, Davin Cardwell, Ethan Toder, and Richie Yost.
Brett Carter, Tanner Tomasi, Devin Morgan, and Ryan Flatten rounding out your field here tonight with the World of Thunder. Big blocks presented by Nvizion Custom Graphics. Great feature event once again here, Jerry, as we'll look forward to talking to our podium finishers.
Here for a minute, pay a couple bills as we wait for our top 3 finishers to make their way to victory lane. You're watching Nvizion Custom Graphics Big Blocks on Ultimate Dirt TV. We've made our way back to the virtual Kokomo Speedway here in Kokomo, Indiana, where the World of Thunder Esports League made a stop during Season 12 for the Nvizion custom graphics. Big block modifieds, and man, what a show it was. And Evan C. Parkser on the box. Evan, I tell you, gone from the beginning of this one. You made it look like a child's play.
Oh yeah, it's just had a good setup for the top there, and just made it pretty easy to rail that cushion, which is definitely not an easy thing to do in these big blocks. It's easy to just right front sticking out like that to get into the wall, but we just felt pretty comfortable up there, and it just setup made it real easy.
Yeah, watching that, you kind of change your line a little bit, run down through the midsection. Looks like there's maybe some moisture to grab a hold of the midsection of turn 3 and 4, but she was around the lip there on turns 1 and 2, and it's got to feel good, being up there. Like we said, these things being new to iRacing and figuring them out as quick as you have.
Yes, they're definitely to me kind of easier to figure out than the late models. They're pretty new and a little bit of different tire model on the big blocks and the late models, so they kind of react to the changes you make on the setup a little bit better, I think. So it definitely, if you know what you're doing on a setup, you can really set them up to around the bottom like we were doing in the heat races and stuff, or set them up to be able to rail that top like it was during the feature there.
Well, there you go. A lot of people to thank. Who you want to thank for the trip to Victory Lane here tonight in the big blocks?
Yeah, just all the guys at Team VLR put in some laps to test here at Kokomo, and definitely paid off. And just everybody else that helps out, iRacing, iFlag, ShopFurry22.com, CFM Esports, Captain Morgan, McConaughey Setup Shop, Dirty Grass Soul, and just thank y'all for doing the broadcast for us each week, and Stephen for putting on a series.
All right, Evan, congratulations. We'll see you back here for our nightcap in the super late models coming up here just momentarily. And Sean, you've got yourself Blake Majulis. They're our runner-up tonight.
Blake finishing in a second here tonight, but how wild were those final few laps with you and Underwood? And then, just for for more fun, threw some lap traffic in there to make it even wilder.
Yeah, it was pretty good there with Ryan. Had nothing for Evan. I don't think anybody did. He had some alien speed tonight. I don't know what was going on. Definitely didn't have a very good car, but me and Ryan had a good race there at the end, and I guess that's a good way to end the race. But overall track changed a lot. Bottom never came in. It was kind of crappy. The top never went away as much as I thought it would, and the bottom never came in once. So kind of a bummer that the track stayed the way it did, but you get what you get.
How tough was it to send it in on the top like you guys had to, lap after lap after lap, right there against the concrete?
Yeah, this was my first race here at Kokomo, my first laps in this car here, and I didn't think the top would be as good as it was, seeing how good it was early in the heat races. So I kind of tightened my stuff up, and I was way too tight to get on the top there, just hopping the left rear. I had way too much drive loaded in the car, and just couldn't rotate along the top like Evan could. He could just wall ride around there and, tenths faster a lap. I just couldn't get the car rotated enough to do that. So, it is what it is, but we'll rebound hopefully next week.
Does that teach you anything to get prepared for with tonight's super late model event coming up?
We should be a lot closer in the super. I'm usually pretty good here in the supers. I kind of know what it takes in the supers. Like I said, these are just kind of a much different animal here around here, and wasn't expecting the track to do what it did. So just a big learning curve here tonight for sure.
Yeah, put that one into the experience column and move on to the next show. Who do you need to thank for the podium run here tonight, coming home P2?
I just got to thank D1RT Racing, ML Performance, CFM Esports, Swag Design and Media, Design 75, Showtime Decals and Apparel, Reliable Energy Solutions, CD Cinematography, BK Designs, and congrats to Evan on the win.
All right, congratulations, Blake Majulis. He'll be your runner-up tonight. And we will head back over to Jerry Van Sickle, who's caught up with Ryan Underwood, your third-place finisher.
Ryan Underwood with a great run up to the number 3 spot. Ryan, I thought a couple times you'd had some pretty good runs on Majulis, but it seems like wherever he would stumble, you would flourish, and then you'd give it right back the next lap. Walk us through those passes.
I was faster, Majulis. I'm pretty sure he knew that too. But we were both running the same line there, and every time I get a run, I'd mess up, and he'd be able to cut down under me and get back in front of me. And I wanted to dive in harder, but I couldn't because I thought I would run him over. So I just kept on riding there. When we caught that lap traffic, going into 1 and 2, I just creamed the wall and pretty much gave him the spot. So if I wouldn't have gotten to the wall, I think I would have been second. But I mean, I'll take a third run finish after this season.
So, yeah, like I said, yeah, lap traffic played a factor in this one, and people that play a lot of factors are the folks that help you out on the side of the car. So, who do you want to thank for the trip to the podium tonight?
Everybody at Team VLR, Northside Graphics and Design, ShopFergie22.com, CFM Esports, TAC 3 Defense, C High Performance, and everybody on the car.
All righty, so Ryan Underwood finishing out your podium finish, and Sean, the old big blocks, didn't let us down here tonight at Kokomo. Of course, we've got 3 in the books and 1 left to run. The nightcap.
Ooh, yes,
just one more right around the corner.
Yeah, the Mimi's Makings and Motions, Warrior Logistics, super late models. Give all that horsepower, all that downforce, all the speed, and throw it in this little racetrack. It's going to be like throwing ice cubes in a blender and trying to keep track of who was running where. It's going to be a wild one here from Kokomo coming up here at about 50 minutes. I think we'll get things going. So stay tuned wherever you're watching from, whether it be on Facebook, YouTube, or here on iRacing. Stay with us. We will have more racing action coming up with them. And of course, Jerry, we always got to say a big thank you to all of the wonderful sponsors for all of our World of Thunder leagues.
Yes, we do. You see him there on screen. And well, once again, happy birthday to our producer, Brett Wheeler, in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, where he is celebrating his, I think, 31st or 32nd birthday. I can't remember which. 34. Oh, I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. So 34 spankings are what he has coming with candles on the cake. Speaking of that, it's time to blow them on out and put a cap on this one as we get primed, tuned, and ready for super late models for the nightcap. So from all of us to all of you, have a safe trip home. Be good. God bless. And good night, everybody.